Hey, hello and welcome to RPA Fridays session number 15, Advanced Excel Data Manipulation. My name is Roman and I'm part of Robot ICT, where we love to automate every process possible. So, quickly about us, we are based in Czech Republic and we are focused on automation in different kind of industries. And we do this by using RPA, which is Robotic Process Automation. And we also use our own workflow automation software, which is more focused on networks, data centers, and large IT environments. So if you want to know more about us, the Academy, our community forum, all the links are in the description below. And if you will enjoy this webinar, please give us a like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to us. Today's topic will be some tips and tricks with Excel activities in UiPath, but not only with the basic ones, but also with additional activities that are included in UiPath by default, but maybe you didn't find them because they are kind of hidden. We will check how to combine actually activities from Studio X and normal Studio or Studio Pro. And that will be by some examples. These will be activities like AutoFit Range or Sort Range. And we will also do some tricks like convert text to columns or create and modify an Excel chart and get some information from a sheet. This will be roughly what's going on. This is part number 1, so I will prepare for next week also part number 2. What I want to tell you from the beginning, that is we have a contest, actually a contest where everyone who knows a little bit of RPA can win. And we are giving away these funny t-shirts that states I completed an automation challenge, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt on the back of the t-shirt. So if you would like to have such a funny t-shirt, if you would like to win it, then come and join us at our community forum and look for RPA challenges and look for this contest. It's easy. Till end of September, all you have to do is to submit one correct solution of one of our RPA challenges, which is there is new challenge every week. And once you get it, we will send you a t-shirt. So just go ahead and try it. Oh, that's too early. So now let's start. So firstly, little briefing. I need to open something. Okay. Like this. Okay, a little briefing. There are two major versions of UiPath Studio. One that is called UiPath Studio and another one that is called Studio X or X. This is what I'm showing you now. The Studio X was created by UiPath in the moment where their UiPath Studio was too complicated to actually market it as a tool that can be simply learned by everyone and that everyone can actually easily learn it and do everything. So for so-called and newly created thing, citizen developers, they created this simplified UiPath with some really basic activities, and it's nice and it has full of interesting activities divided by colors for basic office programs and I don't know, email clients and so on. And it's all kind of simplified, and it also does not really have variables and stuff like this. And it's made for automation bottom up. So just simple, you can call it macros for everyday life. I'm not really good in it. I did not explore it much, but I can tell you that there are activities that they look similar. They look like activities. Look, this is example what I will show you today also, and they have some interesting activities there. And what I found out is that you can actually use these activities also in the normal UiPath Studio or UiPath Studio Pro. And they are available there, but you have to click a magic button. And then you can actually take advantage of them, but that's not the end. Yes, they are kind of funny. And this time I will show you these that belong to Excel. So less talking and more practice. So I have this Studio X and normal Studio open here. And as you can see, there is a slight different. There are some differences. And so the first question is how to turn on the UiPath Studio X activities so you can use them. So you go to activities, and then here is this little, how you call it, funnel. And here you have to tick Show Studio X. Okay, if I untick it, it will disappear. And now if I tick it, there in the very bottom, I have Studio X, and there I can actually explore what's there, and I will find out that there are interesting Excel activities, interesting file system activities, and mail activities. Okay, that's what we got. And we can work with that, and we can even combine it with the normal standard Excel activities. And I will show you how to do it. So that's the beginning, and it's kind of, how to say, it's maybe not really meant to be used like that, or maybe they made it in that way, but maybe they did not really provide a lot of materials on it. But it is possible to use it, and it's possible to use it doing by some little hacking. So first of all, how this works? As in Excel activities, we need some kind of scope, and the scope is not called a scope this time, but it's called use Excel file. So I will keep using these Excel activities, and the main one is called use Excel file, which when you drop it in, it looks like a nice normal activity. The difference, if I will show you here, the difference with the Studio X is just minor, just like a visual, right? So this is what you put in, and here you put the activities related to that file. So I have some file here in here. It's called the registrations. I will just briefly show you how it looks like. It's a simple Excel table with some name, surname, date of birth, address, some kind of points in some kind of, let's say, competition, and some empty space around. So this is it, and I need to close it actually, because if it's open, I cannot allocate it. So I go here and I choose registrations, and this reference as Excel, this name you can change, and imagine like it's a variable, right? We will use it as a variable. So it's like having this temporary variable in for each cycle, for example. Okay, there are some kind of checkboxes around and some kind of options on the right side. I will leave it like this, and I will show you firstly that it can actually integrate with the native Excel activities, or native, the standard ones. So when I go and search for Excel activities, then of course I'm getting these ones too, but on the very top, these are the Excel activities I was talking about. Yeah, these basic ones like read cell, they are familiar too, I guess. So there are some activities that exist in this group, but they don't exist in that group. And I choose specifically the one that's called get workbook sheets. Well, I believe so. Maybe this exists here. No, it does not. Actually, that's funny. You can find a way how to work with Excel using just plain UiPath, but you have to really fight. So you can actually use this to get sheets from the workbook that we are now that we just allocated or just indicated, and this will work, and that's lovely. So we only have to create a new variable. Let's call it workbook sheets, and this will be a list of sheets, and you will see when I'm going lately, because I will use rename sheets, and this will guide me to the business, to the Studio X activities, the rename sheet activity, and this one is from the Studio X, but it looks the same. It looks the same, and then I can rename a sheet. That this will be example, but I don't know how the sheet is called, so I will use a little trick. I will use our so-called temporary variable Excel. Yeah, if I rename it here, it will be different one. It's not like a class or something. It's just a kind of variable that is not really there in variables, but you can work with this like this. So Excel.sheets, and here I need to give him a name, but I don't know the name. Let's say, okay, that's just a demonstration. So I will use the name from the a variable that I just created like this. Okay, and I will rename it to I don't know, some sheet. Okay, so this is how I just combined two activities from two groups. Maybe it's boring so far, I guess, but just I'm showing you what you can do with all the activities that actually UiPath provides, and it's cool that we can connect them together somehow. But the next one I want to show you is just a simple one. Right cell. Okay, that's the next one. And here it's a little bit more complicated, because what to write, that's clear. Okay, let's check the file again, and let's create a formula that will be in this first line here. That's F2. Okay, so to F2 I want to put a formula like E2 slash 200, for example, to get a percentage. Yeah. You know what I will do? I will copy it. So I have an original file still for the next experiments. So the value will be E2 divided by, no, slash divided by 200, and where to write. And this is a little bit more complicated, because when you take a look at the Studio X here in the where to write part, there are possibilities to actually open that file and indicate in that Excel file the field or the range where you want to do certain things. But it does not really look like a piece of code. Yeah, it has its structure. But what you can do is to click Open in Advanced Editor, and there is the magic. This will help you. So Excel.sheet, then the name of the sheet, and .cell, and the name of the cell. Actually, pretty simple. So let's see. Excel.sheet, then the name of the sheet, which now I have some sheet because I renamed it, .cell, and in brackets, the cell will be F2. And it works like this, because it will not accept just a plain F2 or just a plain string. It accepts actually some kind of strange data type, read, write, cell, ref, whatever. I don't know. So this is how it will work. And now let's do a little bit more, and I will show you how autofill works. Autofill. That's a next cool thing that you can use from these activities. And autofill works the same as you would expect to autofill work in Excel if you ever used it before. You give autofill some cell, and it will try to automatically fill the rest. So we will actually use the first one that we just fill up with the formula to fill the rest. So I will just copy it from here to there. And there is a problem. Okay. Okay, I need to actually give them not .cell but .range. Okay, that was the error about shortly. So some of them accept start range, but it can be a single cell. The range can also be one cell, or where to write, what to write. Okay, where to write, what to write. Well, now let's try to run it. It will open Excel actually, do the things, and close it. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. See? I believe I don't have to open it again, because I guess you saw it. It was working just fine. So this is how to achieve, you can achieve it in this way, and I will show one more, another way how to do it. I will actually delete this file and rename this one so it will work with the original file, and comment these two activities because I don't need them now, the write cell and the autofill. And I will show you how a next activity works, and that's called fill range. And this is similar, but there's often a task where you just want to fill a range with some formulas or numbers or anything, and you can do it, like, you know, fill a lot of fields at once with something. And the best thing about this one is that it works like in the Excel. So it works like when you take the corner of the cell and drag it down. And when there is some kind of logic, when there is a formula, or when there is something counting, or when there is anything that Excel usually gives some additional, how to say, extra magic, then this works. So I will show you how to do it. So where to write will be Excel.sheet, now again, some sheet, .range, and we want it to actually yeah, well, let's go with F2 to F10. So let's do the same range like before. and put the same formula like before. Okay, and let's see how it will work. So it looks like it will take cell E2 and divide it by 200, and there will be some kind of result. But what will happen is that it will go and fill the range with the formulas, changing the coordinates. So it will be E2, E3, E4. So it will work in the same way how you would expect to work an Excel. So let's try it. Okay, that seemed to be working. And let's maybe just double check this magic, because it's actually pretty cool. And there are a lot of Excel automation around that we can simplify by this one. So you see there was E2 divided by 200, like the initial value. But Excel automatically changed this one to E3, E4, and so on. Of course, if you put the dollar signs in it, I believe this will keep just a single cell and so on, and it will not do the thing. It works like an Excel, but you don't have to worry about it. UiPath will help you. So lovely, we have this one, and I want to show you one more activity that actually we can keep this because it doesn't matter us. It doesn't matter. And the next one is AutoFit Range. That's a little bit stylistic. AutoFit means that it will fit, like visually, the size of a column or a row or both by a size of that of the longest size of the longest text in that range. Okay, I hope it makes sense. So let's take a look once again to the output file and see what we can use. And let's say we want to auto-fit it by this range of date of birth. Okay, so because it's too wide and maybe we want to make it smaller. Where you can use this one, or maybe later you want to make a nice report, save it as PDF and send it to your boss, and you don't want to have hidden text like this one, right? Okay, or maybe we can do the address one. Address is fine, so that will be range D1 till D10. Okay, D1 till D10. Boom. So select a range, and it will be again Excel.sheet. This we have to do every time. Dot range. Come on. What was it? G1. No, D. What was it? Let's check it twice, better than to make a mistake. G or D? Never mind. D was a D. Okay. So it's D1 till D10. And this should make it a perfect fit. So let's run it and check it once again. It will do the previous steps, but it should be fine. Doesn't matter much. And I mean, this is a small tweak, small thing. So let's see it. Okay, see? Lovely. It just made it as wide as possible. So you can input some data in your columns or in your cells or in your Excel, anyhow, and then so it looks nice, so if somebody will open it, you can use this activity to make it auto-fit. So that's another one. And then there are another ones that I don't want to really demonstrate, but for example, really cool one is duplicate sheet, because you don't have this one in the Excel files, and it can be really handy if you want to duplicate, let's say, some kind of example or a template, and I will just briefly show it, and you can also give it a new name. So this is another cool activity to use. I just wanted to show you. There are many of them, right? We will get through them. But what is another one that I want to show you is the sort range. And sort range is really cool because it can obviously sort some range. So here it asked me for a sheet name and then the range. Excel sheet, some sheet, like a sheep dot range, and let's sort by the range. And I know how it's well, you have to specify the range that you want to sort, right? Which will be A1 to G10. and then add a sorting column, and the column will be points this time, direction ascending. Okay, easy peasy. And maybe I will I'm thinking, no, let's leave it like this and let's run it, and we will see that using this activity you can actually easily sort your tables. And this was not possible, but think about it. So far we are just interacting with Excel, right? There is no data table, there are no data tables, there are no, let's see what it will do. Wow, sorted. There are no data tables, we are just interacting with Excel. That's maybe different than the approach of saving as a data table and then doing sort data table, filter data table, and so on. So this is more like Excel interaction, but it's excellent, I have to say. And the last funny, but I believe in some cases really useful activity that I found interesting, it was text to columns, which, well, works pretty interesting. My source will be excel.sheet, some sheet dot range. Okay, that will be my source, and I want to have the range of the addresses D2 to D10. That's what I want to actually create columns from it, and the destination will be. We need to use like a first cell from where it will create. You will see it yourself. Excel.sheet, some sheet dot range, and here I will put H2. That's like a really last column and second position. And here I can check what characters I want to take, like the delimiters, and you will see what it will do. I really like it. There are another settings, another like qualifiers, single quote. It's like doing actually. You can take a broken CSV file or maybe something like that and create a nice normal table from it. It's similar, but it works nice. We will play with the address for the sake of the demonstration. So let's run it and check what will be the result. So we are slowly going to finish this session. I will show you a few more things, few more cool stuff, just simple ones. And I hope you will learn something new, but we continue and we are looking now what will happen. Okay. All right. And maybe this was too fast, so I will for sure open this once again. And let me check it. So what happened? This was the input, and this is our output. It took all the spaces in the addresses and created a new columns. I mean, this is example, right? This is not really useful to divide addresses by spaces, but you can uncheck spaces and divide it by commas, for example, or anything else. So just think about it, how powerful it is. You can create easily in Excel new columns where you divide some data from another line. So it works nicely. I really like it. So that's all to this table, and I have one more with numbers, and I want to show you a few more things. And then other one with numbers looks like this. And this is kind of small Excel table with some day, Monday, Tuesday, blah, blah, Friday, and player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4. Some numbers. We will create chart later from it. But firstly, I want to show you how to get some interesting information from it. So I will create a new file over there, new sequence, that will be called info, for example. And I will go ahead and find again these use Excel file thing. Navigate to the numbers file, the one that I just showed you. And actually now I want to show that we can get from this reference variable, let's say, interesting information. For example, I like this one. I will use a log message to get it. And this is Excel dot sheet, and I know that there is a sheet 1 like this. And now when I use the dot, it gives me a lot of hints, like I can address a table, or I can address a first cell, a chart, and many other things. And I like this one, row count. And this will give me the count of all the rows, which is easy way how to do it, and it's sometimes really needed. And you don't have to save it as a data table, but I will show you how to do it also using alternative way and using assign. And on the left side, I will create a new variable. I will create it here in variables, and it will be called sheet data table, for example. And the variable type will be a data table, right? So this will go on the left side. And on the right side, I can use this trick, excel.sheet, and I will open it in advanced editor so you can see it. Excel.sheet, now the name of the sheet, sheet1, dot data table value. And voila, using this way, you just fill the data from the Excel sheet to this variable of data type data table. And the last thing I want to show you is that it works. So I want to just use the same similar command, but with the data table dot rows dot count dot toString. Good, let's run it. And this will only give us log messages, but you will see that it works. Hopefully. It's a bit slower because I'm streaming. So 5 and 5, 2 answers on the questions of meaning of life. Next thing, what I will show you is creating a chart. So I will, for the sake, create a new sequence, chart. And I love charts. When I was a kid and I started playing around with Excel, I always created many kind of colorful, funny charts. So I will go ahead and reuse, because I don't want to do two things twice, reuse this one from info. So I will steal the use Excel file. The Excel file will remain the same, but the content here will differ. And there is a nice activity that is called insert Excel chart over there, insert Excel chart. And let's see what we can actually set up. So here you can pick from all the kinds of or types of charts that are in Excel. So like a column one, area, bar, line, pie, anything. I will go with line and with line with markers, for example. And my data range will be Excel. And now you know it already, dot sheet, sheet1, dot range, and without opening it, because I know it, I have a little hints over there. I know it's A1 to F5. You can experiment with this if it will work, for example, with some Excel shortcuts, or if it will work only with specifying or maybe larger range or so on. I really did not spend so much time with this, but I believe these activities are really useful. And insert to sheet, and let's call it Excel.sheet, sheet2, and there is one sheet2. I know it. And let's also here you can actually create a variable from it, so you can later work with it, which is cool. So let's call it some chart. And on the right side, as you can see, you can specify different kind of like position, height, width, and the top left things. So you can adjust many things over there on the right side in the properties, which is cool. So this is how to create the chart. So let's try it. Hopefully this will work. I mean, I'm not sure if you will come across some automation where you have to create charts, but I can imagine some really boring reports to create and to create a nice chart. Oh, you've seen it? That was my lovely chart. And it was just nice. But I want to actually tweak it a little bit more. And I want to show you some other activities that are related to charts. There are two of them. And first is update Excel chart, where you have to specify what chart you want. So let's use some chart, but I believe there is also another way how to use it. Maybe you can think about it. Well, I believe, okay, maybe let's try it, just an idea. I know that I sometimes fail with this one, but I believe you can also access the charts by Excel.sheet, sheet2 dot chart, and here name of the chart, or maybe index probably name of the chart, but we don't have a name for this chart yet. So anyways, let's keep it simple, some chart. And I want to add some modification. So let's use a modify chart title, and let's call it funny chart. And the show title, yes, so I can also disable the title to be shown. And I want to also update the axis title and update the horizontal title by showing a title, days, because that was the horizontal title, right? Days, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and so on. And the last one I want to show you, the last activity, is to get Excel chart. Should be get Excel chart, which does not really evocate anything to me, but you can actually get this chart and save it or copy it to clipboard or save it as a picture. That's cool, isn't it? So I will give it some name, chart picture. And the last run for this RPA Fridays will happen right now. So I will go next week through next activities. So if you are lazy to explore it by yourself, please come next week. Or you can just try it yourself because you just saw how this works. And hopefully this will be a funny chart. Good. Okay, it's kind of slow indeed. Also my computer is now working on the stream, but overall it's really working with the UI of Excel and sending some comments over there. So let's see, here's my funny chart, and here is the description days, and voila, not there, but there is the picture. There's one. So you can adjust the size and everything and play with that. So hopefully this can work for your automation. And I forgot to mention it, but it was in the presentation in my slides. You could ask questions. And so now is the time to ask questions. And I will take a look and I will try to answer them if there are any. And please leave in comment your opinion about this activity packages and about Studio X, if you ever tried it or not, and how it actually feels for you. So I'm taking a look at the questions. Okay, our spectator Johannes is making fun from my sentences. That's okay. I hope Johannes will also submit in our community forum some challenge, solution for a challenge, and that he would love to also win a t-shirt. So I'll maybe go back to this one so you can take a look twice and really go ahead and sign up. By the way, source code for this example is, as usual, on the first link in the description, and you can download it for free from the community forum. You don't need to register for that. See how kind we are, but we really would love to have you on the community forum. Also, you can get this funny t-shirt only till end of September. So go ahead, learn some UiPath, and wait, next Monday will be new challenge. So you can challenge yourself. The challenges are not complicated, and you can really do it even if you're a beginner. Maybe you only have some foundation in UiPath, and of course you don't have to use UiPath. You can do it using Blue Prism or Python or anything else. Yeah, it's not related. Only solution must work. So go ahead. Now we have two challenges that you can challenge right now. One will be due date on Sunday and another one next week. So every time there are 2 week slots for each challenge. And I see there are no more questions. So well, I would love to thank all of you for coming. And once again, thank you in advance if you give us a like, if you like this video, or if you leave some constructive comment. And please come back next Friday again. And that's it. Thank you for coming. And I wish you a lovely day and your robots to be working fine and happy automation. Bye.